right now, we are now just hours away from TikTok being officially banned in the United States. There is a bill in the Supreme Court or at the Supreme Court. I don't think they've made a ruling, but everything we've seen come out of the Supreme Court seems to indicate they are not going to overturn Joe Biden's TikTok ban. Donald Trump ran on trying to restore TikTok. I think probably a pretty good calculated gamble, given that even if it gets banned, it's going to be back. Someone's going to buy it. They're not going to. There is a chance that ByteDance decides, you know what? We're just going to relaunch Lemonade or Red Note. These are two popular alternatives right now. Or this, we think our algorithm's too important. Or there's stuff in there that the United States can't see that they would then be able to see if they purchase it. There is a chance they just let it die, but it's very small. Last night, there were wild, unfounded rumors that Elon Musk was going to buy it. I highly doubt that.
Yeah. But I also don't think that's the answer to everything. I find a lot of people if you look at anything, even entertainment, where they're like, I wish Elon Musk would buy Star Wars. Oh, or Disney. Elon Musk needs to buy YouTube. Elon Musk needs to buy Instagram, this, that, and the other. And it's like, hold on, wait 1 second. I am really glad and grateful that Elon Musk bought X / formerly known as Twitter, because that definitely changed everything on the platform, and it helped in society a lot, because before we were so silenced with things that you just couldn't say hardly anything because you were constantly being banned. So there was this forced narrative that was pushed out. So that absolutely helped with free speech a lot. But at the same time, it's like, you give one person to a lot of power, then what if there is something that look what happened with the H-1B situation, for example. Mm-hmm. And okay, well then that free speech started getting a little less.
Yeah, the H-1Bs that were working at X sure seemed to have a pretty heavy ban finger. And I'm pretty sure it was people who were H-1Bs at X that were banning these people. As far as I know, they have not been reinstated. Some of them maybe, but as far as I know, they haven't. What do you make of it, Hannah Claire? You mentioned obviously not caring that much about it for good reason, with China's involvement in the United States. What do you see? And also you mentioned correctly, we don't get to sell our stuff there. So why are we always letting them sell stuff here? What do you make of this situation, I guess?
Well, I agree with Melonie. Elon Musk is not the answer to everything. I do like that because he's like the wealthiest man on earth, and the deal would be so expensive. The list of people who could possibly intervene, like the list of private citizens as opposed to governments that could intervene, is like Elon Musk, probably some like Middle Eastern billionaire that has like oil money. You know what I mean? Like,
there's like 5 people.
I know. Yeah. So in America, we're like, well, I guess Elon Musk has to take care of it. I actually, and this is an area that I don't always trust Elon Musk on, because, and I read this article in The Economist a long time ago, so I'm afraid I'm going to misquote it. But at one point, at least, Tesla was one of the only car companies that was allowed to operate in China without having to affiliate with a Chinese-owned company. So normally to operate in China, you have to partner with or have a certain control, because again, like the CCP wants to have control of everything. And it was weird to me that Tesla somehow got around this. And so the idea that they would be like, no one can buy it and we're not going to sell. Oh, Elon? Never mind, we're okay with selling. Like, that makes me trust Elon less. The idea that like this would be who ByteDance is okay with, like, again, he's a mixed character. He's done a lot of good things. I'm not trying to be anti-Elon, but just a little interesting to me. And I can understand where so many people are like, they either don't care about it because they're like, it's just a social media app, why does it matter? But I think just because it has been allowed to operate doesn't mean it was operating in good faith. And that's the thing that people forget about TikTok, which is like, it's not just like a fun video platform. And when they sent their CEO over, who was like, oh, small businesses.
America like #1. Oh, at a small business. Yeah.
I mean, that was his first thing. Like, you guys are trying to be anti-small business. And like, that was to really strike the hearts of the same types of people who would be upset about, like, if the government, you know, tax a small business too heavily or whatever else. Like, a lot of them are sort of MAGA populist people. There's a reason they selected that messaging when he testified in front of Congress. And I just don't know that Elon buying it would be a solution. In fact, I think if for whatever reason ByteDance was like okay with selling to him, we should be more concerned. I don't think that they'll ever let it go.
Yeah, I tweeted this out saying, like, I don't know, I can't fully articulate it, but I am not comfortable with Elon owning that too.
No.
Like, it makes me a little, because I trust Elon less now than I did 6 months ago.
Yep, same.
And like, whether it's his weird take on H-1Bs, calling Americans lazy and dumb.
Yep.
Whether it's his disingenuous, you know, his disingenuous, I think, self-serving interest in MAGA in the first place. We all know why, you know, why Trump is good for Elon. I'm starting to question, you know, sometimes Elon's like, well, the First Amendment is so important on this number. And then he's like, oh, you making fun of me for H-1Bs, banned. Yeah. Oh, I would never let Alex Jones on the platform. He said some crazy stuff about banned. Like, he did go back on that, but took an immense amount of social pressure. Now, still, he's way better than Jack Dorsey.
Right.
But he's still, to have him, like, okay, fine. Yes. I would rather Elon
And he's not an American. I mean, he's in American now, but he's not actually
he's not
American, born and raised. He doesn't have the same patriotism for our country, seemingly, that
clearly,
that he's demonstrated with his own actions. So it's like somebody like that, if you are getting rid of TikTok for the purpose of the American people and protection of the American people, and you're going to sell it, then you want to sell it to somebody who actually has allegiance to America.
Yeah, I think that you know, ultimately, just to remind people, TikTok on not one but multiple occasions told the U.S. government that they were in fact not sending American citizens' information back to China, and they lied. They lied multiple times to the United States government, and they kept doing it. Even the Rolling Stone reported on it. That's how you know, like, if the Rolling Stone, I think it was Rolling Stone, was an article, they're like, oh no, there's like 10 different backdoors in for the CCP to get the data. What are you talking about? Of course they can get your data. And it's like, okay, that does kind of minimize my, well, they're going to get it anyway thing. Also, I firmly believe that they use it as a way to erode Western civilization. There's a reason their kids get engineering and mathematics videos, and our kids get some dude wearing makeup telling our kids that it's, you know, they should run away and tell them that, and not tell their parents that they watch their videos. You know, Jeffrey Marsh or whatever that. You know what I mean? Like,
creepy dude.
Our TikTok makes people like Dylan Mulvaney popular. I highly doubt that their version of it is promoting degeneracy in the same way. And I think that is like a point. That's a specific choice they made that I don't like.
Right. I mean, we had this Surgeon General come out last year, almost a year and a half ago, and say we have a loneliness epidemic in this country. And one of the things that comes up regularly is that the young people in America are completely dependent on social media. It warps the way they learn to socialize. It warps their sense of self. It has repercussions for the way their brains are wired. I think that we know TikTok, while there are lots of positive things that business owners can do with it, if you're into niche interests, it can be cool to get recommendations, you know, hilarious, like whatever cooking trends come out of it, who cares? Ultimately, are those silly surface level benefits, and again, business one's not really a surface level one, but are these positives ultimately serving the end goal of having a strong and healthy population? And I think in this case, not only does it encroach on your private data, but it is the internet's and screen dependency for our young people should be a top concern. And I don't think that TikTok is a benevolent company thinking, oh, well, yes, we're here to help your young people. Like, they're not. Same with Instagram and YouTube and whatever else. But at least, again, they're regulated in the US, and the government that oversees them or could enforce something is something that you have an actual impact on. Maybe not if you don't feel like a huge one, but way more than you would on the CCP.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, China may get our information from YouTube through some end around, YouTube's probably not openly selling it to them. Facebook's probably not openly selling it to them, knowingly selling it to them. Although I don't know. I mean, they're all garbage.
Yeah.
I lean on the side of, if it's China, I guess I don't really care at the end of the day. I would rather see them be forced to divest, have an American company take over, and then you still get all of the benefits with none of the drawbacks. I think that's the best case scenario right now. The list of people who could buy TikTok is, 4 or 5 people. And I don't think that Elon is actually interested in it. I think that's a complete rumor made up for X monetization money.
He wants X to be the all-in-one entertainment platform.
Why would he buy TikTok then?
Yeah, when people are uploading short videos on X, and some of my most viral posts that I make on X are short form videos. It's videos that I would post to TikTok or that I can't post to TikTok because I would get banned there for saying it. So I posted on X and they do really well on there.
What was the other short form video platform that was really popular for a long time? What?
Vine.
Yeah. Why doesn't Elon revive and integrate Vine? Right. So if he already owns it, like, why do we need to buy another video platform? It would seem to me like that if Elon Musk is benefits from TikTok going away, if he can really just, figure out why their algorithm's so good or whatever tech boys have to do to basically copy and recreate a product. He already owns something people are using in America that's already setting trends. There's a reason that Facebook is like, oh, well, we're going to pick up community notes the way that X does. He already owns the taste making platform. Yeah. TikTok is slightly different, but if he can integrate video, which it seems like he has the capability of doing without paying whatever billions of dollars for TikTok, like, he doesn't need it.
Makes no sense. Yeah. That's why, to wrap up this little segment, I'll say, I don't believe that Elon Musk is even remotely interested in buying it. I don't think there's a business case for it. Like you said, he benefits far more from somebody else buying it or from it going away. He already owns Vine. He could revive that at any time he wants. Him buying TikTok would just mean yet another advertiser boycott, yet another behemoth piece of software that he would have to lose millions of dollars a month supporting. I mean, there's innumerable, like, all that stuff on Twitter. Or on X. I'm like, nah, this isn't happening. I don't care if it goes away, but I would rather they sell it. They sell it to somebody else, and I guess we'll know. We'll have our answer in 5 days. There is, if you're doing the over under here, I think there's at least a 5% chance, and Huck agrees, that they will just take their toys and go home. They might just say, we're not selling you our technology so that you can just create the app and steal our customers. There is some, because just because the United States bans TikTok doesn't mean TikTok goes away. It's still available in Europe. It's still available all over the world, including in China. So, like, I'm not sure that they really are that interested in selling it. I don't think they are.
I'm curious what Trump could possibly do, because he's already spoke on the topic and said that he does have a soft spot for TikTok because he believes that helped him with his election. And I also think it did as well, because TikTok, I saw a huge turnaround in young people who were supporting Donald Trump on TikTok.
Well, it became cool.
Yeah, it became cool. They're posting his little quippy things. And, the younger generation right now, they are rebelling against the generation before that was, so easily offended, snowflake, all this kind of stuff. Well, now the younger generation is like, hey, you know what? It's kind of edgy to offend people sometimes and not walk on eggshells and be afraid to say something because somebody who made up a gender is going to be upset. Things like that. So it's like whenever they see, oh, okay, here's Donald Trump, he's got these zingers, they like it. So I think TikTok really did help Donald Trump with the young people.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Do you think TikTok's fear is that if America bans it, it'll empower other countries, especially in Europe, to ban it?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So
that's her fear. Yeah. And they'll lose
the
all that
gamble
sweet
is
data on Americans, 200 million or whatever, how many users, It would set a precedent. It would be basically the beginning of the end. It depends. Does China care about making money, or does China care about tracking Americans?